Mahabharata, Chapter 23. Draupadi Weds the 5 Pandavas. This is a very interesting chapter in the Mahabharata. While it was Arjuna who won Draupadi at the Swayamvara, all 5 Pandavas end up marrying her. How was this possible? In today's world, it is impossible, illegal even. In the Mahabharata era too, such an incident was unheard of. Let us delve into the chapter to learn about this extraordinary event and the reasons behind it. Kunti was waiting in the potter's house while the Pandavas had gone to Draupadi's Swayamvara. Kunti was getting anxious as time passed. She worried for her children. Several negative thoughts flowed in her mind. Maybe my children's real identities were exposed. Maybe someone attacked them. Did they contest in the Swayamvara? Did they fail? Maybe Duryodhana recognized and attacked them. Kunti thus worried like any mother would. She went into the puja room and started praying with her eyes closed. The Pandavas, followed by Draupadi, returned to the potter's place. They stood outside the door and called out to their mother. "Mother, we are back! Come and see what we have brought today!" They were referring to Draupadi, but Kunti did not know that. She thought that they had brought food for the day by seeking alms like they used to, like any other day. Kunti replied from inside, "Whatever it is, children, share it amongst the 5 of you and enjoy." When she came out and saw Draupadi, Kunti was shocked. She said, "Oh, what have I said? Not knowing that it was Draupadi that you have brought, I have asked you to share and enjoy." She turned to Yudhishthira. "Son, you must find a way out of this. There should be no disgrace to this illustrious princess, and at the same time, my word must not go untrue." Yudhishthira pondered a moment and said, "Mother, your word will not go untrue. There must certainly be a reason behind this turn of events. We shall all 5 of us marry Draupadi in unison. Panchali will be the common wife of the Pandavas, like you have commanded." Let us pause a moment here to reflect on the situation. There are 2 points to note. The first, Kunti was a virtuous woman. She was a pure and pious mother. Yudhishthira and the other Pandavas obeyed every word of their mother implicitly, no questions asked. In that era, obeying one's mother was considered a most supreme dharma. Thus, they accepted her command to share Draupadi. The second point, Kunti asked the 5 Pandavas to share what they had brought without knowing that it was Draupadi. However, being in a motherly position, she is bound by the law of dharma to only utter those words that must come true. If the Pandavas did not obey her word, the words would become untrue and thus would make her a liar. The lie, even considering it was uttered unknowingly, was a sin. The reason this might be a hard concept to understand is that we live in an entirely different yuga, the Kali Yuga, where lying is considered essential in many situations. Back to the story. The Pandavas, along with Kunti and Draupadi, were invited to Drupada's palace. King Drupada was worried because he did not know who the Brahmana was who won Draupadi's hand. He didn't know that it was Arjuna. Like any father, he wanted to make sure that his daughter was safe and secure. The Pandavas with Draupadi and Kunti went to Drupada's palace, and after paying respect to the king, Yudhishthira revealed to him that they were the 5 Pandavas, and that the person who hit the mark in the Swayamvara was none other than Arjuna. Drupada was overjoyed. His wishes had come true. Yudhishthira continued, "The five of us will be marrying Draupadi in unison as commanded by our mother, Kunti Devi." Drupada was shocked at the statement made by Yudhishthira. He pressed on. "How is that possible? While it is permissible for men to have more than one wife, a woman can never have more than one husband. This is against our Vedas." Yudhishthira was well versed in all Vedas. He replied, "My tongue has never uttered an untruth. My heart has never thought any sinful thoughts. What has been ordained will happen. I have heard in the Purana that a lady of name Jatila, belonging to the race of Gotama, had married 7 rishis. So did another ascetic's daughter, who married 10 brothers." While Yudhishthira was thus explaining, sage Vyasa appeared in Drupada's kingdom. King Drupada was not convinced with Yudhishthira's explanation and posed the same question to Vyasa. Sage Vyasa told Drupada, "O king, do not grieve for your daughter becoming the wife to all 5 Pandavas. Let me explain further how she attained 5 husbands. Listen to me, and your heart will be free from sorrow." Vyasa continued, "In another lifetime, your daughter was Nalayani. She served her husband Maudgalya, an old leper, with great devotion. One day, after years of enjoying their life, the sage lost interest in worldly pleasures. His mind was now turned towards Brahma Yoga, that is, towards meditation. The great sage, now keen on meditation, abandoned his wife. Nalayani addressed Maudgalya and said, 'Do not abandon me, great sage. I have been enjoying pleasures as my heart desired, but I am not satisfied with the enjoyment. I am not done living a marital life. Please don't leave me.' And Maudgalya told her, 'You speak to me without any understanding. You are causing obstacles on my path of tapas. So listen to what I say. You shall be born on earth as a princess and will attain great reputation. You shall be the daughter of the king of Panchala. Since you desire marital pleasures so much, you shall have 5 renowned men for your husbands. With those handsome men, you can long enjoy the pleasures of marital life.' Cursed thus, Nalayani became miserable and went to a forest. She worshipped Lord Shiva through tapas. When Shiva appeared before Nalayani, she asked for a boon. 'Lord, give me a most illustrious husband.' She repeated her request 5 times. Shiva was pleased with her severe penance and gave her the boon. 'In your next birth, you shall have 5 renowned men for your husbands.' Hearing this, Nalayani replied, 'I requested you for 1 husband. Why have you given me 5? A woman can have 1 man. How can a woman belong to many men?' And Lord Shiva said, 'You told me 5 times repeatedly to give you a husband. You shall have 5 husbands, and you shall find happiness with all of them.' The woman replied, 'If I am to have many husbands, and if I desire physical unification with them all, I request you to grant me that I remain a virgin after my union with each of my husbands.' Shiva granted Nalayani what she wanted. Vyasa concluded the story saying, 'Thus Nalayani was reborn as Draupadi. The curse from Maudgalya and the boon from Lord Shiva are the reasons she is destined to have 5 husbands.' Vyasa narrated the story to everyone that was assembled. But he was not done. He took King Drupada to an inner chamber and secretly related another story to him. He said, "King, long ago, Indra, the king of Devas, was responsible for all aspects of life. Even before the individual deities like Surya, Dharma, Vayu, and the Ashwinis came to being, it was Indra who performed the job in many forms. It was one Indra in many forms. These Indras were called Indras of old. Their names were Vishwabuk, Bhutadaman, Sivi, Santi, and Tejaswin. Indra was proud of his might and powers. One day, he behaved in a disrespectful manner to Lord Shiva, who cursed that the Indras of old be born in this world as ordinary humans and suffer long years before attaining the heavens. Those Indras of old were essentially parts of the same person. Those Indras of old were born in this world as the 5 Pandavas. In a sense, the 5 Pandavas are the reincarnation of the same person. Thus, it is not morally wrong for Draupadi to wed them. Let me show you this truth." Saying this, sage Vyasa, by means of his ascetic power, granted celestial sight to the king. That is, he enabled King Drupada the vision through which the king could see the truth like Vyasa could. Once the vision was given, the king could instantly see the Pandavas sitting in their true celestial forms, with golden crowns and celestial garlands, and each resembling Indra himself. Observing the Pandavas in the forms of those Indras of old, King Drupada was highly pleased. The king touched the feet of Vyasa and said, "Great sage, I have seen the truth and I have no further questions. My doubts have been cleared. I have no objection to Draupadi marrying the 5 Pandavas." Thus ended the conversation between King Drupada and sage Vyasa. The 5 Pandavas wedded Draupadi in unison, one after another. Draupadi regained her purity each time after spending her time with any of the Pandavas. So, Drupada's doubts were cleared. Kunti's involuntary words came true. Yudhishthira's wisdom proved right, and Nalayini's boon became a reality. Not only was this an extraordinary event, but the truth behind it was also amazing. This is yet another example of karma. Such stories are told to us so we understand the extent to which karma affects our lives. While it is not possible for us to get an explanation from a sage like Vyasa, it is sufficient to know that everything happens for a reason, and the reasons do exist. These stories are explained in such detail to make it simple for us to understand this concept of karma. Now that Krishna and Drupada knew that the Pandavas were alive, it was time for them to come out of hiding, to come out of incognito. The details of this we will see in the next chapter.